Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Amba Menzaina, and our group will present assignment 2 statistical method PRG 2043. So I am represent our team, and our team members is Muhammad Daniel Mukris bin Zulkifli and Haziq Ashraf bin Adam Musa. Before we go more further, I will take a few minutes to represent or to introduce you what is UTEM. So, UTEM or University Technical Malaysia Melaka is the first technical public university. UTEM focus on hands-on and practical learning, not just a theory, and it is perfect for those who enjoy building, solving and creating. We offer a wide range of programs in engineering, IT and technology management, from diploma to postgraduate levels. At UTEM, you will learn by doing in high-tech labs, on a real-world project, and through industrial training with the actual companies. How about the campus life? Campus life is vibrant too, with active student clubs, sport, modern facilities, and safe and friendly environment in Melaka. If you are looking for a university that gets you ready for the real world, UTEM is the place to be. Thanks for listening, and remember, UTEM is where practical knowledge meets real-world impact. So, let's continue to our assignment. So, for the introduction, a continuous probability distribution is used to describe the data that can take any value within a given range, such as a height or temperature. One common example is a normal distribution, which has a bell-shaped curve. In the statistic, we often want to determine whether the sample mean is close to or significantly different from the population mean. This is done through hypothesis testing. By using tests like Z-test or t-test, we can assess whether the observed difference is statistically significant or simply due to the random change. These tools help us make to informed decision based on the data. So from the question 1, we determine that the mean of lifespan is 150 months with a standard deviation of 10 months. The data is normally distributed and a sample of 12 sensors is randomly selected. At the part A, we are asked to write down the distribution of the sample mean. Since the population is normally distributed and we are taking a sample of 12 sensors, the answer is sampling distribution. So for the part B, we need to find the probability that the sample mean lifespan is more than 152 months. So first thing first, we need to find out the standard error of the mean. The equation is at the right side, 10 over square root by 12 and equal to 2.887. So probability X bigger is more than 152 is equal to probability Z bigger than 152 minus 150 over our standard error of the mean, and that is 2.887. After that, we get the value. We need to refer the Z table. After we refer the Z table value, we get the value. We might 1 minus 0.7549, and we get the answer 0.2451.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Now I will present the question number 2, which is about the normal distribution of battery weight. So for the part A, we are given that the mean of weight of the battery is 250 gram and the standard deviation is 50 gram. The question asks what percentage of battery weight between 240 gram and 265 gram. So I use the Z-score formula, which is Z equal to X minus mean over standard deviation. So we calculate for the 240 gram first. So we minus the X equal to 240 and we minus with the 250 divided by 15, which is the standard deviation, and we got the negative 0.67. And we do the same thing for the 265 gram and we got the result is 1. So now we check at the Z table to get the value, which is for the Z below than 1 is equal to 0.8413, and for the Z below than negative 0.67 is equal to 0.2514. So now I subtract them, 0.8413 and 0.2514, which is I got 0.5899, and we convert the 0.5899, we multiply for 100%, and then we got the 58.99%. So now is part B, which is the probability that the sample mean weight is less than 248 gram. We are told that the sample size is 9, so we calculate the standard error, which is 15. We divide by square root of 9, we got the 5. Now we use the Z formula again. 248 we minus with 250 divided by 5 equal to negative 0.4. And we use the Z table, which is Z below than negative 0.4, we got the 0.3446. And the probability, so that we convert for the percentage value, we multiply by 100%, we got the 34.46%. This means there are 34.46% change the sample mean is less than 248 gram. So now we move to the question number 3, which is price of safety boot. Now let's go for the question 3. This question is about the testing if the current price of safety boot is different from the usual price of 100 ringgit. We are given the sample mean is 98.7 ringgit. Standard deviation is 5.7667 ringgit. The sample size is 50 shop. Significance level 5% or 0.05. So for the step 1, we need to set the hypothesis, which is H0 or null is equal to the mean equal to 100, which is the H1 or alternative equal mean not equal to 100, which is this is two-tailed test. Now step 2, we need to find the Z value. So we use the formula for the Z, which is 98.76 minus 100 over 5.7667 over square root of 50. The answer is negative 1.57. So step 3, find the p-value. So p-value we get from the Z table is 0.0643. So the total p-value is we multiply by 2, which is 0.1286. Step 4, we compare with significance level, which is p-value 0.1286 and the alpha is 0.05. Since the p-value is more than the alpha, we do not reject the H null. So we accept that the price is still around 100. No need to change the company pricing strategy.
So hi, next I will continue for the last question, which is question 4. So the question is, the nutrition claims that average daily calcium intake of teenager is less than the recommended 1,200 mg due to change of dietary habits. To verify this, a random sample of 10 teenagers was selected and their daily calcium intake in mg was recorded as follows. So there are several sample that we take. At 1% level of significance, is there enough evidence to support the nutrition's claim that the average daily calcium intake among teenagers has decreased? So first of all, how to solve this question? So first of all, you need to declare either this is a sample or the population question. So from this question, we can declare it as a sample because the word random sample. So this is sample question. So first step we need to do we need to declare the hypothesis. Hypothesis we have two, which is null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. So from here we can see the keyword is teenager is less than the recommended 1,200 mg. So the keyword actually less than. So the hypothesis is for the alternative hypothesis, which is mu less than 100,000. So for the For the null hypothesis, the mu is more than equal 1200. So from here, we can clarify is a left tail test from the alternative hypothesis because the arrow is on the left. That's why we can conclude as a left tail test. So the claim is on the alternative hypothesis. So for the next step, we need to find the Tx. So what is Tx actually? So before that, I forgot to tell you actually. So after we got the equation, we need to declare the sample and population, right? So from the sample, we have two types, which is using a Z table or T table. So how to declare is it is using Z or T. So to use Z, we need to make sure the number of sample, which is n, is more than 30. But if the n is less than 30, we using T table. As we can see, the sample result, we have 10 teenagers. That means is less than 30. So that's why we using the T table. That's why for the second step, we find the T alpha. So for the T alpha, there's a special case, which is we have a vertical part and then the horizontal part on the table. So for the vertical part, we need to subtract n and 1, which is 10 minus 1, we got 9. And then the vertical part, we only get the alpha value, which is 0.01. Where we find the 0.01 from the 1%, which is 1 over 100. So we get 0.01. So we go for the T table and then we find the vertical part is 9 and then the horizontal part is 0.01, and then you will get the answer is 2.821. But why is negative? Because if we can see on the alternative hypothesis itself, is mu less than 1200, but the T table refer on the more than. That's why we need to add the negative. So settle on that, and then we need to find the mean. So the question give us several sample. So if it gives several sample, we need to using the formula, which is the sum up of x value divided by n, which is you just sum all the value and then you divide by 10. So you get 9,800 divided by 10, and then the mean that we get is 980. And then the next step, we need to find the S, which is a standard deviation. So the difference is S and sigma. You need to remember that. The S stands for the standard deviation for sample, but sigma the standard deviation for population. So to find the standard deviation, we have the formula, if you can see on the right, which is the sum up of x minus x bar bracket squared, you divide it by n minus 1, and then you square it the answer. So on the left, we can see the table that I make to ease the process of the calculation. So the total of x minus x bar squared, you get 76,100. And then you divide it by 10 minus 1, and then you square root, you will get 91.954. So from here, we get the standard deviation, and then we need to find the t-test. So what the formula for t-test? This the formula for the t-test is equal to t-test equal to x bar minus mu divided by divided by standard deviation over square root n, and then you got negative 7.57. So from here, we can draw the graph, which is the critical value. So we draw the bell shape, and then we line up the T alpha, which is negative 2.821, and then the t-test is on the right side, which is negative 7.457. So from here, we can conclude that it's not rejected. Because what? Because the t-test is not located at the T alpha region. So they conclude that H1 is accepted because H1 is the hypothesis that claim on the question, right? So the conclude on the 7th, evidence show that H1 accept, which is mu is less than 1200. So that's how you solve the question 4. So next we go for the conclusion. So the conclusion that we can make actually, continuous probability distribution play a key role in analyzing data that assume a wide range of values. The normal distribution in particular is frequently used due to its natural bell-shaped pattern. Hypothesis testing is a statistical method that help assess whether a sample mean significantly different from a known or assumed population mean. Techniques like a Z-test and t-test enable research and analysis to evaluate whether observed differences are meaningful or likely due to random variation, supporting more confident and evidence-based decision. So I think that's all for the assignment. So before I sum up this presentation, I would like to share a little bit about UTEM. So why UTEM is the best university? So I have been UTEM for about 2 years, I think. 4 semester, yes, 2 years. So the thing that I would say I love UTEM, or why UTEM is the best university, is because first of all, UTEM is a technical UTEM. Is a technical university that focusing on engineering, and so that because of that they are supplying the lecturer that very good in engineering and knowledgeable in their course. So because of that, we as a new or a future engineer, we have a golden opportunity to collect the knowledge from this lecturer to apply in our student life as an engineering student. So in the same time, I would say 60% of coursework in UTEM was hands-on. So it will ease us as an engineering student to understand more detail about the subject that we got. In the same times, UTEM are complete with the facilities. I would say it's not up to date, but the device and the equipment that UTEM use are still usable at the industry nowadays. So when we as a student go for intern, go for LI, we will not catch a shock with the device because the concept is still the same that UTEM teaches when we are going for the course. And lastly, I would say why UTEM is the best university. For me, is because the location itself. Because UTEM is not located at too modern area, in the same time, it's not too rural area. So I think it's the best for a new student to start a new university life in UTEM because the student will not culture shock because the area, I would say, just nice. I think that's all for me about why UTEM is the best university, and I think that's all from us. Thank you so much.